860 AM, 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice.
Everybody get on the right ship, searching for attention. Entrepreneurship. Do your own thing. Hey, entrepreneurship. Everybody get on the right ship, searching for attention. Entrepreneurship. Do your own thing. Hey, entrepreneurship.
I'm coming very strong and bold. Let me tell you before you get told.
You got
See,
it.
I run my own thing like I won the championship ring.
Period. So I say to all my misses, I'm looking fly, I rock my business.
Okay.
Now my friends be dialing, calling, while I'm having fun and balling.
Everybody get on the right ship, searching for attention. Entrepreneurship. Do your own thing. Hey, entrepreneurship. Everybody get on the right ship, searching for attention. Entrepreneurship. Do your own thing. Hey, entrepreneurship. Everybody get on the right ship, searching for attention. Entrepreneurship. Do your own thing. Hey, entrepreneurship. Everybody get on the right ship, searching for attention.
Good morning, Milwaukee, and welcome to the Hustle and Grow Show powered by the Center for Teaching Entrepreneurship. We are pretty excited because we're going to do a show we have never ever done before. We have the parents of all the youth on the show today. So I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Kelly Felder. Good morning, and who's your child?
Good morning. My son is Antonio Felder.
And I'm also interviewing Tendra Tolliver.
Mm-hmm.
And your child is?
Is Ian Phillips.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll get into the questions.
Well, thank you for having us, and thank you. This show was inspired by Debo. He asked us in December, why haven't you guys had the parents on? So thank you for bringing us on.
Of course. I don't know why it took us so long to do this. It's a really good idea. So, yeah. Okay, so first question. When did you hear about the WNOV Hustle and Grow Show?
I guess I'll start. Douglas Kelly scouted my children at an event that Lena Taylor was hosting at the New Black Holocaust Museum, and they were there with their dad, and he approached their dad. I guess it was something about their energy that sparked an interest with Mr. Kelly, and their dad gave me his card, and I reached out to him. That was about 3 years ago, and they've been here ever since. Well, my daughter and Antonio started together, and she drifted into the art world. So Antonio stayed, and I'm appreciative of that.
Well, my son met your son from Pathways High, and Antonio introduced him to the show. So that's how he got in. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him telling everybody that he was bringing Antonio on and everything. So I think that's really cool they had that connection before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Next question. Do you think it's important for youth to have their own opinions on the world at a young age?
Most definitely. You need to speak. You need to have a voice. And it's important. It's important to be able to share your views on life and learn from others too.
Yeah, absolutely. Growing up, children had there was a saying, be seen and not heard. And I didn't like that at all, because people have to understand that we come down, from the heavens to the earth with gifts. And sometimes children have their gifts stifled because people make them sit in the corner and not speak. I've always been an advocate for my children to speak up and let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're thinking. I've been on this earth longer than you, so my guidance will be better.
Yeah.
But I do want, your opinion. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any age that's like too young? Like maybe like a younger child wouldn't like you wouldn't want them to be exposed to certain things, or like I guess, do you think there's an age that's just too young to be like exposed to like politics and all that?
No, not for me. Let's start with language. So American children, unfortunately, are behind. You go to a lot of countries and you see children, they're speaking 5 languages by the age of 7. So if you're able to comprehend, you're able to be taught. This country stifles children, and they, we get held back.
Yeah.
Oh, you're at this age, you should be learning this. At this age, you should be learning that. No, you should be learning everything that you're able to grasp. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, same. I wanted my son to learn as much as he can and use his voice at a young age. He was a talker. So, and read books, any news. I would buy newspapers and let him read that. Yeah. So, everything. Hi.
Good morning, Miss Anita.
Now we have Anita in the studio. How are you?
Hi, Anita.
That's good. Okay, and I'll kind of respond to what you said. I totally agree, because there are children that mature faster or slower than others. So I think it's like important to expose them to what they're like able to understand, comprehend. So
yeah, absolutely,
it's very important. Oh my God. Okay. Anita, would you like to ask any questions before I
Sure. What values are most important for you to teach your child?
Okay, I guess
you go first.
I think it's not that I think, I know it's spiritual values. So there's a big thing for me. I'm writing a book right now. I started off of a template when I was in my 20s, and it's called Mother Tell Me Your Story. So I didn't think that when I was in my 20s, I was, old enough to start telling my children my story. But now I'm in my mid 40s, and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to start telling my story. That spiritual system, a lot of our children don't have the lineage of family like they used to. So passing down generational things is very important to me. So that spiritual system is number one. It keeps them grounded. It keeps their character balanced, and they have a grasp on what's going on in the world. My daughter just took a trip to the African American Museum in DC, and she had a totally different experience than her classmates because of what we would consider ourselves being woke. So that experience for her was totally different than her classmates, because she has that grounding inside of her, to say it in a politically correct way.
Well, for me, I talk to my son about being kind to himself. When you wake up in the morning, make sure, you say good things to yourself, and be good to yourself. That's the first thing. And try to be good to others and kind to others. Love yourself. Of course, love God, and the rest should follow.
I can see it in him.
Yeah.
I can see it in him. Absolutely. His confidence is A1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about your book? Is it like a story of your life, or like is it more of like is there like a subject that's like, you know?
It's a story of my life. What I
Okay.
did was I was a big reader when I was a young girl. Actually, I wanted to be a journalist. How I got into construction management, I don't know. Yeah. So I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to go off to Spelman, and I just knew that I was in media growing up. Shout out to Matt Johnson. He had I was a part of Gumbo magazine back in the day. So writing and telling stories was a big part of my life, and I wanted my family to start a book series of ourselves. Like this, like volume one would probably be my mom, and then my brother, then me, and then my sister. So I said I need to start now. Tomorrow's not promised. Let my kids know about me, about my mom, about my grandmother. Thank you to my mother for starting it. She started a family group chat about my grandmother and her family in New Orleans, and how the history of my great grandfather. And so we have to pay homage to our elders that are here now. Get that information, because once it's gone, it goes
Yeah.
with them if you don't pull it out of them. I remember my mother telling me this before too, um, to put a tape recorder out and just let her talk.
Hmm.
So we have to start doing that. Just tell your parents, say, hey, mom, hey, dad, let me just put this recorder on, close your eyes, and take yourself back to that place and just start talking.
That's crazy.
And
I
we could
have
just,
Ian do that for
Mhm.
himself, but he's never done it for me. I never done it for myself either. But
because
for
he needs to
Ian,
know your story.
yeah. But for Ian, I always tell him you got to get a recorder out,
Mhm.
start recording yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's such a great idea,
Yeah.
because there are so many like memories and legacies that you can just pass on to your kids and like other people in general. So I think that's a
Yeah.
really good idea.
And here's the thing, we look at other cultures, and so say you go and you visit another country, and you say, wow, you go to Japan, you go to China, and they have like this ancestral altar,
Hmm.
right? In Africa, they're called shrines. Why don't we do that for our people? Why don't we have granny's wedding dress? Why don't we have grandmother's shoes? Why don't we have grandpa's hat? Why don't we have those things where we go, because we're quick to pick up somebody else's culture and want to adopt somebody else's culture? We do have that rooted African culture.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important for us to start studying and learning about who we are as a people, so we know that the things that we study and the things that we do, this is from us. We quick to pick up other things, you know, and want to live on somebody else's culture. But we have some beautiful stuff within
Oh, yeah.
ourselves
Yeah.
For sure.
that we need to tap into.
Mhm.
So
Definitely. Okay. Mm, Here's some really good answers. Okay, so third question. Were you involved in something like this like as a kid or teenager, or do you wish you had been?
No, I was never involved in anything like this. I definitely wish I was exposed to it. Um, but I do it for my son. I push him out there more. I push him out there more, definitely, um, to be a great communicator. And he wants to be a journalist, so yeah, he wants to do that. So we try to see what else is out there for him to do before he goes off to college. So yeah.
so it's a blessing that I was Strive Media Institute. Like I gave a shout out to Matt Johnson. He started Strive Media Institute in the 90s, and I was a part of that as a teenager. And so when I had my first son, I tried to push him into it. And one of my best friends, Keon Jackson Malone, may he rest in peace. He was here as an engineer at WNOV. So I had wrote a note to my son's high school, because he used to come on the man show as like the only kid that would come on the man show at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I wrote an education curriculum behind it to give it to his school for them to give him a pass to come on here. So he got bit, by the media bug. And I think that it's we should all take advantage of it. just think about back in the days when we weren't allowed to do anything.
Right.
Now we have these platforms where we can hear the children's voices, you can hear the
Yes.
parents' voices. So I think it's very important that we continue to do this. And thanks for asking that question
Of course,
because
yeah.
I love it.
Okay, Anita.
What do you think is the most important part about being a parent?
Oh, you go.
Okay. Well, I am blessed with 3 biological children. I have 3 bonus children, and I have the whole city of Milwaukee's child who needs me that I'm there for. So culturally, we have these things in my family. They're called dafas, and I remember one of my readings said for me to be a mother of many children. And I was like, ooh, I can't see it happening biologically. And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, I could be a mother to everybody's child. Anybody. So I'm in a school 3 days a week. So anybody's child that I've come across, I'm going to love on you and treat you like you're mine, even when it comes to discipline. So I think the number one thing with being a parent is just being present. Like I always used to preach to my kids all the time. And we have a thing as Black women, we raise our boys out of fear. And I didn't know that I was doing that. I was always like on top of my son. My oldest son is 24. I was always on top of him. And he was like, Mom, I don't always need your opinion. Can you just listen? And I was like, oh, he humbled me. Because I thought I always had the answers because I'm raising him out of fear. I see what you don't see. I can see your blind spots. I can see around the corner. He couldn't always see it. But now that he's older, and even with Antonio, even with Kelly, sometimes I just have to listen.
Yeah.
And not speak all the time. So I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned just as a woman, period, to listen and not be so quick to respond. You don't have to have all the answers. Because sometimes the children teach you stuff. My children have taught me a lot. So.
And a watcher. I sit back and I watch them. Yeah. Yeah.
I think all you guys are like super dope. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Oh. Next question. I'm learning a lot from this, like getting to know each other from like a different.
Yeah, because we only see each other maybe once a year at the big house already.
Yeah, right. Okay. What's the thing you like most about the Hustle and Grow Show?
Oh, I like that you guys are talk about different things, what's going on in the city, and what you guys want to do with your lives, and trying to put it out there more. It's refreshing.
It is.
And it's different. Not a lot of kids are doing what you're doing right now. I think it's great. It's dope to me. So yeah, keep going.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And try to get push it more out so other teens can see what you're doing at different schools. Get your name out there more.
Thank you.
What I like about it is my son was an introvert because of whatever his personal experiences were, what he was going through. This show pulled something out of him. He was like really quiet, into himself. And the research side, you guys have to do research. And over the years, I watched you guys grow. Of course, you've been here for a lot of years, and you've been here as well. And it just gave me an opportunity to see you guys grow. And like she was saying, to push it more, get more kids involved. Even though you guys are here once a month, you guys take that whole month to study and do the research. And you guys bring topics. And I look at you not as children when you up here. Like I was seeing how, Ian and Antonio, Ian, he is something else. That boy be having me cracking up. But I love it. I love the fact that you guys are coming out of your shell and you're able to take this, to another level. WNOV has a lot of shows, and I do watch several of them. And I set my alarm for you guys because I don't get up that early on Saturdays. So.
I told my son, I said, you can't get on the radio and not know your stuff. You got to make sure you got the background and got the facts.
Oh my gosh, we were having so much fun, but it's time to pay some bills. But if you'd like more information on how you could get a youth involved with the Hustle and Go Show, call 414 414-788-8104. That's 414-788-8104.
Welcome back to the Hustle and Grow Show, powered by the Center for Teaching Entrepreneurship. We switch roles this time. It's Ian and Antonio hitting you from the radio station, and I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Donald Laster. And go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Antonio, your parent is?
Vanessa Walton. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Now, I am introducing Naomi's father and Antonio.
Anita's mother.
This is great. I'm going to go first. So, Mr. Laster, you've had 4 children, if I'm correct, you've had 4 children go through this program, and all of them have had great success with this. So my first question is, how did you get interacted with WNOV?
Well, I believe it was Doug that approached the mom years ago, or had to be about 8 years ago. And the concept was, brought to my attention, and we initiated that with my oldest daughter, and then children, began, coming on to the show, after that. So I just kept it consistent, bringing them, staying involved in, every program that was, that they were involved in. So it was a learning experience for myself too. Never had been around, broadcasting, and I think that we were all learning. It had a positive impact on them, and I've seen the changes over the years. So that's how it initiated. Just stay consistent, and it's been definitely been a treat. We've all learned, but definitely I've enjoyed myself along the way as well.
Good to hear.
Love that terrific response.
I'd love to hear your experience getting to know Hustle and Grow Show as well.
Well, excuse me, the Hustle and Grow Show, how I came, had my daughters involved with it was I heard a plea, Michelle Bryant one day had made a plea on the radio, and that they were looking for youth. And so that's how I got my daughters involved with it. The oldest one now is aged out, no longer involved, but the youngest one, she stayed with it. And it was a program I really enjoyed, and I thought it would have her open up more so, which I have seen a little bit of improvement in that area.
Yeah, I think that Anita does. It's slowly but surely she does open up. I think she's a really great asset to the station. She brings her own input to things, and some topics that we've had were her idea. So yeah, she's done really well with that. For Mr. Laster, you expanded a little bit upon how you kept your daughters in the program, kept it consistent. Will you continue to do that with your younger children?
Absolutely. They're here today. I think it's imperative that we kind of keep that going. Because they can learn from each other. The younger ones learn from the older ones, and then as I indicated, they grow along the way. So I've heard mentioned earlier how the being a part of this broadcast has helped them come out of their shell, so to speak. The shyness, and it helps them to be able to see who they are as a person, grow. And sometimes it takes being around when you're in your comfort zone, you're not challenged as much, but they got to come out of their comfort zone, get challenged, and so you grow to know who you are as a person. And I think that's very important. So definitely, I think having the younger kids involved in this is imperative to their growth. It's part of their growth coming up.
Great answer.
Yeah, and what have you seen open up about Anita? Anything in particular, big or small, really?
Well, Anita, what I have seen is that she will talk a little bit more, engage a little bit more. But the program has had her open up as far as doing research and different things like that. The topics she does she includes me in them more. The ones she really don't care for, I won't know about unless I'm what are y'all doing talking about this month? And then she'll open up in that way. But it has really opened her up. And like I said, she's making 18 now. So she's going to take another milestone in life. So I'm hoping that this year has opened her up into some type of direction and know as far as what do I want to do? Do I want to continue in such a thing as this is journalism or radio or whatever?
Yeah, I love to hear that it's not just her really working on this. She really includes you in the process. That's amazing to hear. And yeah, so other than that, how do you support your child every day?
How do I support Anita every day? Anita is the last one at home. So how I support Anita is I really try to encourage Anita as far as, because she doesn't talk much. I'm pretty sure you all know. So I have to stay on her about opening up, let people know how you feel, and so I try to support her in that way and engage with her more as far as talking. And so she talks to me very, well, but then at times she'll shut down also. And so it's at those times it's Anita, you need to speak up, be true to self, and say how you feel and what's going on so people know, and I know people, Mr. Debo one day called her out she's quiet. Yeah, she is. But sometimes at home, it's I have to shut her down too. Anita, go somewhere.
That's funny.
Yeah, but she's a good kid overall,
Great. I actually have a question for both parents. This is a bit of it may seem weird at first because usually you're asked, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I want to ask you, where do you see your children in 10 years?
You can go first because I got time.
Okay. I see them being in, professional environments, environments where they help. One of the things I see out of all my children is that they love to help people. They always perform in selfless acts, always want to do something for other people. They want to help people. They're very personable, even though, the shyness is there, to be able to help people is what, seems to bring that out as well. So I see them being in, at least something that's professional that, that provides some type of service. Also, just whatever it is, I just believe that is, that they'll be blessed to bless others.
Love that.
So I do see that, they are going to be in a professional environment. They'll be helping each other. You know, what the radio show did was it allowed them to do the research. I heard this earlier, but this is true with all. Allowed them to do research, you know, in areas to where they probably wouldn't have done. Sometimes school doesn't touch on, you know, certain
Oh, yeah.
topics, or if they do, you know, the topics that they touch on is very secure. You know, hey, you can't talk about that. But I think what the radio show has allowed them to is challenge them to touch on topics that, you know, will probably be, you know, untouchable, or, you know, something that they shouldn't. But I think that I know that they're going to be, you know, they're going to be a blessing to someone. They'll be a blessing to themselves. So, you know, no matter what they do, if they're going to be a doctor, if they're going to be a lawyer, if they're going to be a preacher or a business person, they're going to be a blessing. They're going to maximize their potential in that, and they're going to be a blessing to others, and they're going to be blessed because of that.
Anita, she's going to excel in whatever she chooses to do. Will it be college? Probably not. MATC more so, because that's her. What will it be? Maybe I would say real estate, maybe photography, something along those lines, because she's more to herself. But if she can give a helping hand or input or whatever, she will do. If you ask, she will input also. You may have to pull it out, but she will. She's a shy individual. And as I look at Anita, Anita has come a long way as far as being my child. You know, I adopted Nita when she was 3. So Anita has much potential. I've seen her grow into the young lady she is today. And with that being said, I think she'll excel, and she'll know how to carry herself, you know, and do what others ask of her. She's polite. She's not disrespectful in any type of way. But she's more so a loner and stays to herself. But she'll make it in life. And just like I said, I know college is not for her. We've already talked about it. So we know that MATC will probably be her outlet, some type of apprenticeship or trade or something like that.
I already know that I'm going to hear about that on the car ride home. Why aren't you getting in a trade? No, realistically, that's a good route. Trades are absolutely necessary. My mom is actually looking at me getting my my CDL, so I can do, you know, commercial commercial or national driving for trucks, or truck driving, which I am on board with, because those people are really necessary for our supplies and wherever we go. Antonio?
Yeah, my mom also wants me to get into a trade. Like, she's talking to me. She really wants everyone in her company to be like from the family. She wants to like have her own business essentially. And so she would want me to get like an electrical trade, or even HVAC. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do that after I get out of high school. So yeah, it's like college isn't for everyone. So I think everyone should be able to touch on different aspects. And my question is like, what do you see in them that you saw in yourself, or like your past self? For both of you, really.
Well, with Anita, I was type of a shy person too, as an individual, coming up in that age, but not as old as Anita is with her shyness. But I see a lot of me in I see a lot of me in Anita, you know. So as far as Anita goes, she's going to make it. She's really going to excel at whatever she chooses to do. And like I say, she has choices too. Like Nita's oldest brother is a CDL driver. She has that option also open to her, and one of them is HVAC too. So they took that route, and that's another thing that encouraged Nita. And also, most of my family are entrepreneurs, do their own thing, are more self-employed. So hopefully Nita will do something like that also. We have quite a bit of things at home where Nita can be self-employed if she would engage more with it. But if I don't grab her by the hand and take her on, she'll sit there and figure it out or whatever. But overall, she's a good kid, and I know she enjoys the show with you all too.
Thank you.
She talks highly of you, especially you, young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so
I'm honored.
Yeah, so yeah, but she's a good kid overall.
I see perseverance. You know, all the kids, you know, they take on tasks. They don't, you know, complain about things, and even challenges they overcome. So, you know, whether it's mental health or whether it's an injury or whether it's sickness or whether it's just, you know, things that have, you know, challenged them in their life coming up, you know, I see the perseverance, them overcoming things, you know, the shyness is, you know, you can use that to your advantage as well. You know, you can be, I believe that with, you know, Veronica, Roxanne, Naomi, Summer, Brittany, Winter, Donald, Isaac, you know, they'll be blessed because they persevere. They have a, you know, a heart of gold. They're just very positive. I also see them just, you know, my grandfather who raised me, he was an entrepreneur as well. I'm back in school, you know, business, trying to get my master's in business. So, you know, to take, I figure it's not old enough to, you know, change or take on new challenges. And I see that in them as well. You know, like you say, school is not for everybody, but, you know, it's worth the chance to see what you can overcome. And I think that they're not afraid to take on challenges. Those challenges is what's going to build your character. It was one thing about me, you know, I was shy as a kid too. And then, you know, during my path of going into the, you know, the military and, you know, marriage and children and school and college and everything, it built, you know, character within me. And I think that that's what I see in them. You know, the challenges that they're overcoming is building their character. And so I think I definitely just see something very big, something very precious, and definitely a big blessing for the kids, no matter what they do. So,
quick question for both parents again. It's a two-parter. One, what do you want your children to know who are listening to this? And two, what do you want parents to know who may be listening to this as well, who are thinking about getting their kids involved in this program or other affiliated programs or really whatever their children want to do?
Me personally, I think when it comes to the show, I do try to promote her. Friends that I have, I always mention WNOV and a good outlook for the children. As far as me putting it forward, I always, first thing they say is, I've invited several kids. First thing they say is it's too early. That's one thing they all say. It's too early, Miss Vanessa, you know. But if they're really interested in going, they'll pursue it. Just like mine, it was a tough too when they started out, but they started engaging. It seems as though as Nita fell back and got older, she started getting a little bit more lazy about getting up doing it. But I think it's a good program. I think it's a good outlook for our community, for our youth. I just wish more parents would have their kids, their children engage. And those that are listening, I hope they would encourage their kids or family to participate. It's a good avenue for our children. Keep them off the streets. They learn a lot, you know, the research, the engagement, the time Mr. Doug takes with them, I think is awesome. Yeah.
Right. What I would say to the parents, that it's a program that's, you know, going to teach the kids discipline, as you indicated. It's going to teach them to engage, you know, and challenge themselves with, you know, hard topics, you know, challenge themselves to not stay in their comfort zone. To basically, you know, there might be topics where, what it does, it challenges the kids to come up with a topic and, you know, research the topic and, you know, be confident on, you know, your beliefs in whatever system, whether it be to the left, whether it be to the right, or whether it's religious, or how do you feel on, you know, any topic that's there. So it teaches them that, you know, the discipline and, you know, how to persevere through things. So.
Thank you. It's time to pay some bills, but if you like more information on how you can get a youth involved with the Hustle and Grow Show, call 414-788-8104. That's 414-788-8104. Thank you.
We'll be back.
Carter's Creations, when quality and service matters for any occasion. Sometimes you just want to send a floral arrangement for a get well, anniversary, birthday, or I messed up, or just because. Carter's Creations at 1727 West Hampton Avenue is the place you need to call. So call them today at 414-265-1727 or visit them online at carterscreations.com. Carter's Creations has been in business for over 30 years. Therefore, you know they know what they're doing. They also specialize in funerals as well. So when you need that special floral arrangement, think of Carter's Creations, when quality and service matters. What's up, Milwaukee? It's me, Mr. Debo, your host of the Blues Cafe. I'm inviting you to join me each and every Saturday, right here on the all-new 860 WNOV and 106.5 for the best blues this side of the Mississippi. You get a little of this.
It's been too long, much too long.
And a little of that. And at 11 o'clock, it's the Burnt Toast and Coffee Check-In. Your chance to take over the show and become the host for just a few doggone minutes. Saying happy birthday, Nick Wilson, saying our condolences. I'm not sure of what it is, but you're invited to join us and have interviews with some of your favorite artists. We feature new music. It all happens each and every Saturday from 9 until 2, right here on 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM.
860 AM 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice.
Welcome back to the Hustle and Grow Show. We now have everybody in the studio for these last few minutes.
Okay, people. I know we've had a good day so far. We've talked to our parents, heard our parents' thoughts about us. It's been a great day. You know me. I got to bring the tone down just a tad bit. We got to talk about what Donald Trump has recently said upon just this morning and the events of last night. The U.S. and Israel launched major attack on Iran, and Trump urging the Iranians to, quote, take control of your government. So last night, the U.S. and Israel sent multiple drone strikes and multiple missile strikes onto Iranian bases in, where are the places? I think it was not Baghdad, but it was a country that starts, I forgot the name that it starts with the B, but the Iranian government responded back by striking multiple U.S. military bases in Israel. And now we are on a possible precipice. I'm not going to say it. This is not World War III, because that wouldn't happen. But we are on a possible precipice of the war in Gaza escalating to higher. It's bad. I just got this story, so I'm still trying to collect all my words for this.
Yeah, no, that doesn't seem like a good situation for really anyone involved, people still in Israel or like anyone related, because it's just a dangerous situation for anyone that was in those bases. And like getting US more involved, it doesn't sound like a good situation at all.
And you said this just happened last night?
Yes, last night, and we've got news of it this morning.
Oh, wow. I still haven't seen anything on it, but
Yeah, I still need to collect all the like information about it, but yeah, it just seemed like it's really escalating that, and Donald Trump being involved in that, it's not a good thing.
And I honestly wouldn't rule out World War III. Like, a war starts somewhere, like every time. So I feel like we shouldn't rule that out.
Of course, you can't rule it out, but in terms of pure military power, the U.S. has Iran and any rest of the Middle Eastern states outnumbered, outgunned, outpowered. I know one of Trump's major selling points for why he was helping Israel and attacking Iran was because they are trying to develop nuclear weapons. News actually came out about that. Iran literally made a statement, said, no, we're not using, we're not testing nuclear weapons. We're not doing anything with that. Plus, even if they were lying and they were testing nuclear weapons, what would you do about it? Because England has nuclear weapons, Russia has nuclear weapons, even people in South America have nuclear weapons. Everyone has nuclear weapons. This is nothing new. Are you going to stop them before they try to strike somebody when you have no evidence of them doing that?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense to me, of course, like with most things of Trump's presidency. Nothing makes sense. This seems preemptive, like he's trying to stop a war before it starts, but he may end up starting a war that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah, it's really just a thing of inciting violence. Like, it's not necessary, especially on a claim that you have no evidence of.
Yeah. And also in news of this, 40 students were reportedly killed at a girls' school in southern Iran in the U.S. and the Israeli and U.S. strikes. And according to Iran's state-run IRNA news agency, at least 45 others were wounded in the attack in Minbab and Iran's I can't even say that. That's Hormozgan province. And Iran basically said, we're going to carry out on our threats since you decide to attack us. So they launched their missile strikes at U.S. military installations in Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar. And the United Arab Emirates and Iraq have shut down their airspace. So we're going to have to really see what happens in the next coming days about this. I hope that this doesn't escalate, but let's be honest, it will.
Yeah.
The statement, it'll get better before it gets worse. I think it's going to get worse before it gets worse. I like to be an optimist, but let's be honest, it's going to get worse before it gets really worse. And I honestly think that, whatever stance Trump is going to take on this, it's not going to end well for the Iranians, the Israelis, or the American soldiers stationed there.
Yeah, it's not for the benefit of us. It's the benefit for him.
Isn't he in the process of being impeached though, or was that?
I didn't hear any news about that.
Oh, I've heard like some judges already voted or something. Like I saw it on TikTok though, so it's probably not reliable.
Yeah. Well, we should move on. Does anyone else have anything to lift the mood before I go to something else?
Yeah,
worse?
just learning about the parents. It was really fun and engaging. Like I didn't know like initially too much about them, but learning about their thoughts on the show made me feel good. Like I'm really doing something, because you don't always see the effects. Bruh. You don't always see the effects that you have on people, but like learning like these testimonials from the actual parents that we've been engaging with, it feels good.
True, because I'm sure they've listened to like most of our shows, so they can see how we've like improved over time.
That reminds me. Could I get a parent to come up to a mic and tell us what's their favorite show?
I don't think they remember. We can't even remember.
If you remember on the top of your head, if you know of a favorite show, could be a Christmas show, Halloween show, whatever show it was.
Yeah.
You all know what my favorite show is.
Yeah. You already know.
So,
is there like a subject you most like,
or something you liked us for talked about?
I think I like.
Come to mic.
I'm sorry. I liked when you guys were talking about dating and relationships. So for you to be so young, it felt like I was watching you as like a therapist. When you were talking, yes,
therapist.
Yes, because
specifically, or just all of us?
Yeah, you specifically.
Because you're the only one
because you're like you're like a young old man. And when I'm at home watching, I'm just laughing like I can't believe that came out of his mouth.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I
Yeah,
love that.
it was. Yeah, it is a compliment.
Thank you.
It is a compliment. No, it's not. It's hilarious, and I love what you guys do because you bring so much out of each other that I love it. I love when you guys talk about real life stuff. You know, like the stuff that's on the stuff that's on the news right now. It gets kind of heavy, so I want to make sure that you guys in this month talking about beautiful blackness. Okay, so pull up a good Black history fact and give us something to go out with.
Off top of spot, I could recycle the ones from last year. Antonio, your mother gave you the phone.
Oh shucks, I did have one. Let me see. Oh yeah. Well, I'm really into dinosaurs, so I learned about this man named Garfield Minot. He was like one of the first paleo artists, which are people like that draw dinosaurs for like research. So he's one of the first sculptors for dinosaurs. So he helped a lot of advancements into that. So I learned about him not too long ago.
Okay, that was a Black man.
Yeah, it was a Black man.
What's his name?
Garfield Minot.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Jamaican.
Oh, Jamaican, nice. I'm actually going to tell you a Black history fact that you probably won't find in any Black history facts. Black history is not just subject to 1865 and prior. Black history is still continuing now. We are making Black history by being on this show. Millions of other Black kids are making Black history in whatever they choose to go to. Black history is not just subject to what happened to us from our transition from Africa to the United States. It is subject to wherever we go, and that's for any people, but specifically us. We have been the way makers and the path pavers. We've been the people who have consistently made inventions that we may not have gotten credit for, but hey, eventually we got there. But I want anyone that's listening to this know, if you're a Black person, you're making history. If you have something that you genuinely want to do, go out and make history. Your name may not get to be widely known, but you're still going to know you. You're going to have some type of legacy that'll pass on to someone else, and maybe they'll become bigger and they'll share you. Right? It's not all about money or fame or recognition. It's just about living your life to the best capacity.
Yeah. Everyone should have a legacy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And always remember that Black History Month started in Chicago. So I just want to say that.
She's for those of you who are listening on the radio and not watching the live stream, Antonio's mom is fitted out in Cubs gear.
No, Bears.
Bears. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Not Cubs. Cubs is baseball. I'm sorry. I don't know a lot about sports. In Bears gear.
Yeah, so do your research, do your history. Black History Month started in Chicago. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Yeah. Would all the parents want to come up and say like what legacy do they want to leave for their children?
That's a good one.
Just a legacy of family, supporting family, because again, it's all about family. We all here. Without family, you don't have anything. Our country, our infrastructure, everything is about family. When you think about it, you read in the Bible, you read, it's all about family.
Truth.
So just understanding when I'm gone, I just want my kids to carry on and understand that y'all got to take care of each other and you got to take care of those around you. But just, know to love and care for your family, pray for your family, pray for those around you. But it begins with yourself. It begins with your family.
I agree with that.
What I want to encourage, leave with Anita is family. My mother's 90 now, and Nita has been with me a long time, and so she knows both sides of the Landrys and the Waltons, and so she knows that something happens, she knows to hold down the family, and family's going to look out for family because that's what we should do. We should do it as a community. Also, look after our community because at the end of the day, we are all family as far as Blackness goes.
Well, for me and Ian, I talk about love, learning how to love himself first, and when he loves himself first, he can love others. Every day, right?
Yes.
Every day, I talk about, you have to learn how to take care of yourself because how you gonna take care of anyone else? That's number one, especially because he wants a wife.
Oh, we're gonna get him one.
So he wants to.
We all remember that show. Don't we? Yeah, we remember that show.
Yeah, that was. I like that show. Yeah. So I always talk about love and take care of yourself first, so you can learn how to take care of a wife and others. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And so I want to exit by saying I told Antonio not too long ago I had back surgery in December, and he was really helping me. He was helping me get out the bed and do everything I needed to do. And I told him, I said, I'm raising you to be somebody's husband. I'm raising you to be somebody's father. So the biggest legacy is leaving our children with the gems and the tools to be able to have a healthy family. And so that is family legacy right there. So thank you, Antonio.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming in. And thank you, Milwaukee, for tuning into the Hustle and Grow Show, powered by the Center for Teaching Entrepreneurship. And don't forget to check out our website at ctemke.org. And if you want to get youth involved into the Hustle and Grow Show, call 414-788-8104. That's 414-788-8104. Yep.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye, guys.